After achieving 99 Slayer on my 13 defense pure and obtaining a bank value of over 450 mil from scratch, the next step on my journey is taking on RuneScape's bosses and showing the possibilities of PBMing on a 13 defense pure. Welcome to 500, a series where I solo a new boss each episode and show you the loot from 500 kills, as well as the strategy I use to kill the boss. Also, this whole series will be live streamed over on my Twitch channel. A link to that will be in the description of this video, so I do hope to see you guys over there. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of 500. In today's episode, we're going to be taking on the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, and we're going to be showcasing a few different methods to kill this boss, and which one is the best on a 13 defense pure. As for our setup that we're going to be going in straight away with, we're going to be rocking the full melee setup on a 13 defense pure. We're going to be bringing the Ring of Suffering Eye, as well as a Berserker Ring to special attack with the Dragon Claws. If you don't have the Dragon Claws, you can bring a Dragon Dagger. But for the first method that we're going to be testing out, if you don't have the Dragon Claws, I do not suggest you do this method. Alright, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. If you are enjoying the series, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe. Now, for our first method of killing the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, we're going to be using the Spec and Telly method. So for this method, you do need a player-owned house with a fairy ring and a rejuvenation pool. And you're going to use the fairy code ring BKP to get to this spot. Now, it is important that you do bring high alch runes for this method because you will be going back and forth without banking for upwards of an hour. And you're going to be high alching all of the drops that you get. So it is best to bring the high alch runes. And for the setup, we're going to be bringing 3 super combat potions, 3 prayer potions, and the rest sharks. Now when you get there and you find yourself a world, you're going to run inside, hop on your prayers, and you're going to spec out the boss. Then you're going to switch over to your Ring of Suffering, which is very important because as you can see, the boss does hit you fairly quickly. And the Ring of Suffering does add on some extra DPS to the boss. Now, as you can see, this is a very quick boss fight, and it is fairly easy. Now, after you finish up the kill, you're going to teleport back to your house, and you're going to repeat. So, if you're planning on using this method, you can expect to see just about 40 kills per hour. Now, this is on the lower end for killing this boss, as the next 2 methods that we're going to be going over do yield higher kills per hour and are a lot more efficient. But if you are worried about click intensity, I do highly suggest that you use this method as it'll save your fingers in the long run. Now, with using this method, you can expect to stay here at this boss for about 1 hour without banking. This is why we're bringing 3 super combat potions, which will last us just about an hour. Now, when killing this boss, you do have to conserve your food because we're going to be here for an hour. So if you do have to heal while killing it, you have to step underneath the boss or you're going to take massive amounts of damage and you're going to waste your food. So I repeat, if you have to eat, step underneath the boss and then eat your food. With that being said, that's about it for this method, and let's get into the next one. Now, the next method we're going to be using is the walk under method. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to dump your special attacks into the boss. You're going to attack it once and you're going to step behind it. You're going to attack once and you're going to step behind it. Now, since the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil has such a high attack speed, this will ensure that you attack the boss once and it attacks you once. Now, to ensure this happens, you have to make sure that your run energy is off. This will make it a lot easier to do this method. If your run energy is turned on, you will dart across and it might hit you again before you can attack it again. So as you can see, hit it once, walk away, and there's your kill. Now, going over the kills per hour using this method, you can expect to see just around 55 kills per hour, which is quite nice while killing this boss. Now, a couple things to go over while using this method is that you need to stay concentrated. which is a downside to using this method. As with the spec and telly method, you can kind of, AFK it. But with this method, if you're consistently taking 2 hits from the boss when you're only attacking it one time, it will cut your trips in half and you won't be seeing as much profit per hour. It's going to cut your trips short, and you're going to be wondering why you're not getting as many kills per hour as you should. So, the one thing to take away from this method is to stay consistent with the method. All right. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the next method. Now, the next method that I tested out while killing this boss was using the Sanguinesti staff. Now, this method is the exact same thing as using the walk under method, but you will see quite a few more kills per hour. You can get upwards of 60 kills per hour while using this method, as you are being healed while killing the boss. I do not suggest you use this method though, as you will see little to no profit at all, as the Sanguinesti staff is very expensive to use, and you're going to be burning through all your money and not seeing as much profit. So I do not recommend you using this method at all. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the loot. All right, guys, so after finishing up those 500 kills, let's go ahead and check out the total loot that we managed to get. So if we go ahead and take a look, we got 8.25 mil, and we also got ourselves 100k from 2 hard clue scrolls that we finished up along the way. Now, going over the methods that we used, the first one, which was the spec and telly method, we only used 70k in supplies per hour, which is actually really, really low. And the total loot that we saw within that hour was 670k, which leaves us with a profit of 600k for the hour. Now, moving on to the walk under method, we use a total supply cost of 248k in an hour, and the total loot that we got in an hour was 918k, which leaves us with a profit of 670k, which is only 70k more profit per hour than the spec and telly method. So if you want to save your fingers from some pain, I do highly suggest that you use the spec and telly method. Now, do I suggest killing this boss if you get it as a task? Yes, I do suggest you kill this boss if you get it on a task. It is very enjoyable to kill. You do have a chance at getting the pet, and the profit per hour is pretty decent for the amount of effort that you put into it. So, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode of 500. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the episode. Head over to my Twitch channel. Link to that will be in the description. And make sure to join the clan chat and the Discord. Link to that will also be in the description. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next episode.